Well, good morning, everyone. I think we may have picked one of the coldest days of the year to take our Rooted in Florida segments outside, but that's okay because we always love our time with Dr. Whitney Elmore of the Pasco County Extension Office. And today we are learning the proper way to plant a tree.
That's right. Yeah.
So let's start. What do you have for us today, Whitney?
Well, we've got any number of species of trees that are great for Florida, but you know, what we really want to do is focus on the planting aspect here, because there's a lot of myths about how to plant trees. I've heard so many people, oh, you plant them low and you pile up the soil on them, you pile up the mulch and all these kinds of things, and it's not the right way at all. It's actually really simple, to tell you the truth, especially in Florida because we've got sand, so digging a hole is pretty easy. But the hole is very important, actually, So depending on the size of the tree, the trunk of the tree down here, and this one is pretty small, pretty young, so it's a little bit easier for us today with the hole. You want the hole to be at least 3 times as wide as the root ball of the plant. And this one doesn't have a whole lot of roots on it right now, so it made it a little easier. But the bigger the tree and the bigger the root ball, the bigger that hole is going to have to be.
And we're just talking about wide now.
The width, absolutely. Width is very important, because what you want is all these roots to be able to go out at a parallel angle to the ground so that they start to anchor in, and you get this really nice flare at the base of the tree right at the top of the soil, so that it becomes an anchor. All the roots anchor at that point where it doesn't go over as easy in a storm. Now what about depth? How deep are we going? So depth is very important, and we're going to talk about that in just a second. The one thing that I want to point out before we start planting here is that if you have any kind of roots that are circling, any kind of roots that are broken, go ahead and remove those. It's perfectly okay to remove a good portion of the roots, actually. Just shear those off, because those roots can start to circle and girdle the tree and kill it over time. It's a slow death, and we don't want that. But what's important when it comes to depth, and we'll get down here and take a look, so it's really important then that we come in and we make sure we keep that uppermost root above the soil line, and you don't have to pack this down really tight or anything like that, but if you need to lift up this plant then so that this uppermost part is above, just come in with more soil underneath, and all you have to do is come in with the same soil that you took out of the hole. You don't want to use any kind of amendments, no potting soil or anything like that, because the plant, it's really easy for it to grow into that. We want it to extend out beyond any of this loose soil so that it's taking up plenty of nutrients, water, and serving as a really good anchor. Well, that's what I was going to ask. How soon do you water and maybe give it fertilizer? So with fertilizer, we say don't put any fertilizer down on it for several months. Because we're going to be telling it to grow. Right now it's really stressed out. This is a hard process on plants, so we don't want to put any fertilizer at this point, but we're going to have to water it pretty much every day to get it established. So the bigger the diameter of the plant, the more often we're going to have to water it, and for longer periods of time. So pretty much for every inch of diameter you have on the plant, this needs a good gallon or 2 every day. Soaking the roots slowly. Is that what people, I would imagine, mistakenly do, not give it enough water? Absolutely. And that will not allow it to become established over time. And that's going to lead to a lot of decline in these plants. The other thing is when it comes to mulching, you want to come in with a good mulch, and if you notice here, I'm not going to mulch right up to the base of that plant, I'm going to leave 6 to 8 inches around the base so that I'm making sure I get a lot of nutrients and water down into the root system and a lot of oxygen flow. I'd imagine that's a big mistake people do too, just putting too much mulch. Huge mistake. And you don't want it to be any thicker than maybe 2-3 inches at the most out over the rest of the root ball. And then it becomes really simple to take care of it from that point. All right. Any other things that we should point out here? Well, I mean, you know, making sure that you've got enough room for the species of plant that you want in the ground. That's a really big problem that folks tend to have. You know, you see this nice little small tree and you think, gosh, you know, it's really cute at this point. I kind of liken it to puppies and alligators. They're cute when they're babies, you know, but this will grow and get big. So you need to know the mature height and the mature spread. Make sure you have plenty of room from houses, roadways, and other trees to make sure you don't interfere.
Well, and that's why the extension office is so helpful too, because if you don't know the answer to wait, how tall or how big is this tree going to get?
Absolutely.
You call and you ask.
We can help with all of that. We've got all that info for folks.
Thank you so much. It's been so fun. Despite the cold, we've enjoyed our time today. We learned something, and we look forward to doing more segments with you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr.
you.
Whitney.